I like the idea of representing something that is not representable, you know, in terms of making exhibitions or working with things and trying to go somewhere where you cannot go, because the animal has always been of very strange interest in the sense that it's so close and so far at the same time. It's incomprehensible.
Some years ago you forced the public to, when they entered the exhibition, to eat an apple. Can you tell something about this idea, or what did you want to obtain with this?
It was called geluk, glück in German. In English it's translatable into happiness, fortune and luck. It's all meaning the same. Or the word has three meanings in English. And people were not forced to eat the apple, but the apple was a proposition. I think the whole idea for this was mainly that you try to tune people on a level of, in a certain mood level that I often see when I go to the movie theater, when people go out of the film, they come out of the film that you're going to see now. If it's a strong film, it can be, you know, they're all very sad, or they're all very happy and gigglish, and I think, wow, that was a great comedy. So I always found this very interesting to see how you can synchronize moods. You can actually provide this kind of scenario where you can go in and very much depending on who you are, now if you're a child or if you're older, what kind of background you have, personality questions, whatever, you still take something out of it. The same as with the film. You get something that is your personal, you know, moment of, in this case, happiness or unhappiness that fits specifically into you. And almost like a kind of missing link, something that you need to get from the outside. And to provide that through an art exhibition I found extremely interesting.
And in this exhibition, Divided, you do give the public the title, probably as a starting point to visit and see the show. This is on purpose?
Yes, because first of all, I think I always work a long time with the title. I like it to be something that you know, doesn't explain, but brings you on the track and makes you think. Then the level of division here is very different in dependence on the work. Some things are just divided in two. Some things are divided in multiple entities, or like the concept that I explained, that you take the half of the divided and divide it again. So it has different levels. And again, here you can approach this in completely different ways. The divided is just one possibility. You can go here with a mathematical mind and understand the logarithmics of the spiral, the swinging spiral that we've been hanging up here. But you really don't have to. It's enough if you go in there and you just feel the slight vibration that it has, because it doesn't touch the ground, which is then affecting the perception of yourself. Something which is called proprioception, which is how you position yourself in space. It's not only based on visual information, as we know, but also on inner things that nobody really knows how they work, but it's like a sense, you know, something that keeps you upright, keeps you from falling down. Even if the whole room you're standing in would start to tilt, you would not go with the room. In contrast to children up to the age of 2 or like 3 years old, who only depend on visual information, and they would fall if the walls would start to tilt. But in this curve, it is interesting that you still have this visual information that affects you. So it makes you, even though it's so subtle that you don't really realize it unless somebody is touching it, you feel it right away. Something is wrong, something is... And, you know, I like this moment when something that you take for given is somehow losing its ground. And it's like, having to find out again what this really is. Something that you thought for a long time was already solved. You have it, you got that, you know, and time to move on. But then suddenly these things, which are really the foundations of not only how you behave in a social context, but also how you think about yourself. If that's again shaken, then I'm very happy.
Thank you.